Anthony Jones here with Brigade Boats, and in this video we're going to do a step-by-step installation of the Plashlight 12-foot LED strip lights on the exterior of this 1436 John boat. Stick around and we're going to show you step-by-step how we do it. These are the flashlights that we are going to be using on this project. We're building a 1436. We've got cool white, we've got green. We're going to be installing these on this 1436 project from Ohio, collab project, Brigade Boats. Nate for Tiny Boat Nation Outdoors. As you can see, we're knee deep in this. All right, real quick guys, before we do the install, let's actually take a look what's in the package. Now, I've never used these flashlights before, but I've heard really great things about them, especially from Nate. He's used these on a lot of boats. And what he told me, the main reason that he uses these is because they're good for underwater. They're underwater rated. They're used on trailer bunks. And if it's good enough for underwater, it's good enough for inside of a boat or on the outside of the boat like we're going to be doing. He uses these a lot on the inside of the gunnels for deck lighting. Now, again, we've got two colors here. We've got cool white. We've got green. They also make these in an RGB. Of course, these are available on tinyboatnation.net. Don't forget to use that code BRIGADE to get 5% off your order at checkout. As you can see, they have the flashlight logo there on the light. And I'm not sure if you're picking this up on camera, but these are really, really nice, completely sealed. And what I was getting at is that these are not your typical Amazon lights. These are more money, guys, but if you're into boats, you kind of know you get what you pay for. We got the 12-foot version, and the cord I think is about 8 foot. I rough measured these, so you got a lot of cord. You've got the lights themselves. It's got some clips here for you to clip them on. That's not how we're going to install them. So when we get to that process, I'll show you how we're going to make that happen using some sealant that is also available. When you order these, you get the sealant with them. Nate cleaned the exterior where we're going to mount the LED really well with isopropyl alcohol. You want to get all the dust, grime, gunk, and funk off to give the LED and the adhesive a really good surface to bond to. Here's the sealant we're going to be using, GT2100 silicone sealant. And again, this was ordered at the same time that I ordered the flashlight LED strips. I got 2 tubes of sealant and I got 4 total strips. Again, green and white, 1 set of each for each side of the boat. The LEDs do not have adhesive backing, which is why we needed to use the sealant, but believe me, this stuff really got the job done for us. We applied to the back, and then we quickly worked from one end to the other using painter's tape to temporarily hold the LED in place as the sealant cured. It definitely helps to have a buddy or two for this process. All right, we got the first LED strip on the side. And again, we are not running the clips. We are using painter's tape, and we're running this strip right underneath the gunnel at an angle, and it's shooting down. And my customer wanted to run green and white. Nate's testing it out. Green and white. So he's gonna have 2 separate strips, and he could turn both colors on at the same time or one or the other. This sealant, it gets tacky pretty quick. So what we did was Nate stretched it out. We had Dave and I taping and holding. And then as I went along, I would just wipe the sealant smooth and then tape and shove it up tight. And it gets tacky pretty quick. We ran this up under. Now this next one, you can't go over these rivets. Maybe you can, but we're choosing not to. You want to go on a smooth surface. So the next strip, we're going to run directly underneath this. We're just going to repeat the process. Clean with alcohol, get nice and clean, tape, get her on there. For the next strip, we just repeated the process. We cleaned with alcohol, glued the strip with sealant, painter's taped in place temporarily, wiped off the excess sealant, and then we tested out the lights. Already we got the lights on. Again, we got the white ones up underneath, the green ones running down the side. As you can see, blue painter's tape is your friend. Now this glue skins in 10 minutes. It sets in 30, and it fully cures and bonds in 24 hours. Now, I can tell you right now that this is already set and these are on there, and it's been about 30 minutes. We're gonna call it a night. We're just gonna leave the blue painter's tape. If you're gonna do this, a strip this large, I would recommend having at least one buddy help you. Come back tomorrow, get all the tape off, and do the final wiring, and then I'll go over kind of how we're hiding the wires, tucking them in, and wiring them in to the switch panel that's gonna be fused. After letting the boat sit up overnight, the first thing I did the next morning was go ahead and remove all the blue painter's tape. With the LEDs on there, jam up jelly tight, I moved on to doing the final wiring. All right, let's take a look at the wiring. We pre-ran 16 gauge duplex. That goes around and under over to the switch panel. And then, of course, you got plenty of wiring. And I'm gonna trim this up in a minute when we get to routing this. But I've got 2-to-1 and 2-to-1 for the whites and the greens. Simply gonna use butt connectors, hardwire this in, and then hide the wiring under the hatch. I'll show you that in a minute. Wiring runs around, duplex comes out, feeds come out, and then each color, each color goes into its own switch. So the customer's gonna be able to turn on a switch, and it's going to light up the white ones. It's gonna be able to turn on another switch, and it's gonna light up the green ones. And then, of course, everything's fused. We're running 10 amp fuses, guys. So 10 amp on the greens and 10 amp on the whites. It would be 5 amp per 12-foot strip, but we're doing that times 2. So 10 amps on the greens, 10 amps on the whites. And I think that's about it with the wiring. We're gonna get this thing wired in, and then I'm gonna show you how it all turns out. Boat is all done. Let's take a look at how those strips turned out, and in a second we're going to turn off the lights, light this thing up like a spaceship. Now, of course, 2 12-foot strips, green and white. One thing that we did was add some plastic clips and riveted in right underneath the gunnel to kind of hold these up. The ends have a tendency to want to sag because of the cores and the excess weight. Same thing back here, ran them through the transom and then worked our magic. All the wiring's hidden. It runs underneath the track. You can kind of see it there. It's held up with some clamps and zip ties underneath the track system. Runs around. The 2 leads from this side go around, tag into the 2 leads from this side, and then it's hardwired from there with that 16 gauge duplex that I showed you earlier. Let's take a look at how they're wired into the switches on the front side. All right, here is the switch panel for this build. I showed you earlier the back side of this, and essentially what's happening is the leads coming in from the accessories, and it's fused. We've got white LED, green LED, and they're on these switches. That's about it, guys. You turn this on. He's got his greens. Turn that one on, and he's got his white. So he could run white. He could run green. He could run them both, whatever his prerogative is when he's out on the water. Now, I will tell you, the camera doesn't pick it up as well here, but the white and green combo is super bright. So let's go ahead and turn off the lights, check it out in a nighttime setting. All right, all the lights are off in the shop. Got Nate's assistance from TB Nation Outdoors. We've got the deck lights and the cockpit lights on so we could see, because obviously you can't see anything here. Go ahead and hit one of them, Nate. There's the green. Check that out, guys. On a spaceship, outer space. That's what I'm talking about, cousins. Let's see, you want to kill the green and hit the white? Yeah, whole different look. So this guy is a big crappie fisherman, and he just wants this for fishing at night and bait fish and whatnot, and the ability to change the colors. Now, the flashlights do offer a RGB to where you could change the colors with an app on your phone. It's not what he wanted. He wanted just 2 colors hardwired in on 2 gang switches. Go ahead and hit the green again at the same time with the white. And as you can see, they kind of fade each other out, but it's a lot brighter light, obviously, light output. But we're super pumped about it. We think it turned out really awesome. I mean, Nate was in here last night working on that bench with this boat lit up instead of using the shop light. So that's how bright it is. We're going to take the boat out later and get some outside shots. But as you can see, this thing is bright. And here it is, guys. Got it out in this field at night. Got the green and the white on at the same time. Let's see what it looks like with just green. Now let's do just white. Pick your favorite flavor. Lighten up the whole field out here, cousins. Let's do both. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this step-by-step install video. And again, these flashlights are available. tinyboatnation.net. Use that code BRIGADE, save 5% off your order on anything that you order from tinyboatnation.net. But we are super excited and pumped about this project. As you can see, that thing is like a UFO out here. That's it, guys. We will catch you on the next one.